I'm gonna stop you right there, King. Math and I are certainly not friends, but we are at least friendly acquaintances. We've spoken offline on this app multiple times.
I count that as one time. Just because I put the phone down, pick it back up, doesn't mean we're talking again. Anyway, this girl tagged me in a video about girl science, which is a rephrase of hoe math. She wanted the boost, I gave it to her, and now I'm giving it to her again because I'm generous. It's been over a year and now she's poking me again because I upset her with bird hands.
And maybe I felt personally attacked because I do love this hand gesture and talk with my hands a lot.
Bird hands is my video about this hen peck gesture that girls do. So let's walk through her graceless, ungrateful attack on me so we can learn about why you never help anyone, especially not the modern woman, especially not the TikTok kind. So in order to help people, you have to reveal things, and those things can be used against you. You can see at first our goals were in alignment, but now she's posting the DMs, which is a move. It's not gonna work because they're not bad, but she tried. The story is, she piggybacked on my content, she wanted a response, I gave it, we DM'd a little, and I tried to tell her how to make content. This was a free gift of my time and expertise, and she has now repaid me with insults.
Realize that after everything you've built and everything you've taught and said, you still don't know how to get the job you so desperately need without paying for it.
You should see how much I pay to get away from women who measure people in That's called an argument with holes, if you catch my drift. What I desperately need is to not be in the same room as this. That attitude leads to these relationship failures. You probably recognize them. This is the revealed past. That's where you tell a guy what you used to be like, and then he stops answering the phone. This is the free trial where you offer a low investment to begin with, and then that changes after the what are we conversation. I moved 3 times and I'm about to move again. I can't get far enough away. That's what you don't see in my work. I expose the repellent behavior of the modern woman, which I'm able to do because I've read about things like negotiation, body awareness, and communication, and you can read about them on Shortform, this video's sponsor. Shortform has summaries, audiobooks, and more. You can read about a new topic fast and dive in later. Use my link for 20% off, and then maybe you'll understand how I explain this behavior. She didn't like it, but some women learn from it. Erica used to come across my stuff and get offended, but she could never tell I was wrong. You, on the other hand, got offended and then tried to take me down by telling people I make videos, I guess? I don't know. Let's take a closer look at her bossy lecture.
Math and I are certainly not friends, but we are at least friendly acquaintances.
Remember, this is what she calls friendly.
The first time I asked him what his goal with his platform was, he told me it was to help angry young men.
Well, I said disenfranchised. That's something that a lot of people have not picked up on yet. You can start understanding the modern woman right there. I said disenfranchised, which means victim, and she said angry, which means villain. She was hoping that you wouldn't notice.
He also explained in that conversation that he understands that the algorithm seemingly randomly gives extremely preferential treatment to divisive content.
None of these messages say that, but I did tell her that, and it's true. People engage more with content that upsets them. It's not random, it's just did you get people or not. This is me posting bird hands, and this is half the women who saw it. But being upset doesn't mean the content is bad or that it's wrong. Notice again, she said divisive content, meaning causes problems. The modern woman is very good at choosing words that make good things sound bad and bad things sound good, like how audacity means asking for respect, and dating a nice guy means fleecing a simp.
And therefore, he has to walk the line between creating enormously problematic takes like this.
Problematic, their favorite word. It means I don't like it, but you can't argue, as if it's science and not a feeling. Just add that while I'm thinking of it.
And maybe I felt personally attacked because I do love this hand gesture and talk with my hands a lot, because it stimulates dopamine in my viewers.
Oh, so you mean exactly what I told you to do. Gotcha.
Not because I lack control, but because having a secondary thing to pay attention to as my words spill out is more engaging.
Yeah, what makes it engaging is that as they empathize with you, they feel that naggy, controlling entitlement.
To get online, and say, this is about my desperation and lack of control. It actually transcends pseudoscience.
And there's the science. You cannot divide life into science and false. Science is not usable on topics like this for reasons I'll explain in a later psychomath video. Here's a sketch of this is where the science happens, and then everything else here is what gets in between the science and you, and some of it is just fake science. But I don't do science anyway. What I do is I tell people stuff and it works, and then their lives get better immediately. You don't need to study that.
And goes into the realm of you purely just making shit up.
Well, hang on a minute. What I said was that the bird hand gesture is typically accompanied by the you better listen attitude, which is bossy and controlling, which you would not need if you were already getting your way. How's that not exactly what you're doing? So you're doing the thing I accused you of doing while denying it exists, and your arguments are, I must not get late enough, and henpecking has not been studied by the University of Columbia. So observing people and explaining their communication is, well...
And that's fine. That's allowed. What I imagine is actually really difficult and sad for you is having cultivated a base of people who are so stupid that they saw that video and went, "You're a genius! How do you come to your conclusions?"
If you want to call something stupid, first check to see if it works.
And you realized you didn't have a single scientific article to link women doing bird hands to them being desperate for power. Desperate for power.
Well, I guess I'll have to wait for Harvard to tell me what you wanted when you made this video. Here's some science anyway by Ping Yang of Western Sydney University. Females may also use fingers pointing to imply blame or criticism. Girls point earlier than boys. Children point at objects for which they do not yet have words. And that's exactly what this is. I don't know how to blame you yet. Here's one on toward body and away from body gestures. I put this sentence into Grok. Away from body. Tells someone what to do. Trust the science.
Homath, what's happened, bro?
I got better at a lot of stuff. I have graphics.
You legitimately had an opportunity to help bring men back from hating women.
Well, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help people understand each other. We should hate some behaviors in ourselves and in others. And bird hands is one of the worst behaviors we have going right now. That's women talking down to men. It doesn't work. That's putting men in the position of children who need lectures. And that's bad, even if you're right, which you're usually not. Showing men how to recognize misbehavior and reject it is one of the keys to my success.
And instead, you're sowing misogyny among your base. You don't respect the people who respect you. And where does that lead you? On an empty pedestal that you know you didn't earn?
Wait a minute, who did all this?
Built on hate and bias and connections made out of completely illegitimate ideas you have.
Illegitimate? Ping Yang is going to be so upset.
To figure out how to solve women, but not to actually love them or care about them, but to reduce them to a power dynamic that you don't have to feel bad about missing out on?
I'm not going to make you sit through all that. Okay, I'll do one.
Does it make you hate us? It's your fault. What does it say about you and your platform and your followers that this was your biggest spike of engagement in months, King?
Well, one, it says I know how to get engagement, and it also says that I'm helping men understand female behavior. I help this guy recover from divorce. I help this guy see through the games. I help this guy learn from his failures. I made this guy see what he's doing wrong. I taught a Canadian liberal how to get respect from his wife. And it's all based on not letting women tell us what to think and how to feel, which means recognizing when they're doing it.
It's sad for you.
It's sad for whoever has to deal with this next. So, why did I spend 10 minutes replying to some saucy hater who should be grateful? It's because I want to provide holistic solutions to our problems at every level of thinking and through every perspective. And this is what that looks like, just to get started. If the problem is that relationships suck now, what this girl is saying is that the problem is me and my misogyny. But there are so many other problematic behaviors that come from men, and the beliefs and perceptions that they have to go along with it, the way that men think. And then there's the way that women think and their beliefs and behaviors that go along with it, like not wanting to take accountability for what you're doing, which is what this chick is exhibiting in her video. And all of that is taking place inside the context of a culture where we've lost religion and morals. We've had the rise of materialism, the breakdown of the family. We have mass media and education brainwashing. We have red pill content. We have the sisterhood. And all of those things are happening with the facilitation of things like the internet and the government writing laws that influence the way we live, that influence our families, like divorce court. It's in the context of the Me Too movement. We have abortion on demand, birth control on demand. We have the way that algorithms affect the culture and affect people's minds. When you look at it that way, it really seems pretty silly to just say that it's just misogyny. But when you try to bring this up to them, this is what you get.
How do you come to your conclusions?
Just ask Ping Yang. The entire point of bird hands is that I'm not going to be lectured to by some TikTok chick who probably thinks that food should be free, and who definitely thinks that sticking her fingers in my face while telling me how I feel
It's sad for you.
is somehow not desperate for control. And by the way, good luck finding a husband who doesn't mind that you're going to put the DMs on blast every time you have a feeling. So I'm going to continue to advise men to walk away from women like you who are combative and controlling. And I'm taking my own advice. I'm moving to the moon. You're a smart girl, I can see that, but you don't know anything yet. You don't understand society, you don't understand men, and you're listening to the wrong people. The sisterhood hates you and you don't even know it. A lot of girls don't get it yet that the sisterhood is mostly a bunch of fat, ugly skanks giving bad advice to decent women so you wreck your own life. On the other hand, women who listen to me, and you don't have to trust me on this, you can ask them, their lives get better. Here's one who gave me $100 just out of gratitude for my content. She says my videos have improved her understanding of herself, her motivations, her femininity. She has a deeper understanding of her marriage, her husband, her responsibilities and roles. And this is someone who was a millennial woman, raised in girl boss culture, who was the table, and says she is now finally free. Here's another one. She says, I wish more people would appreciate your insights instead of acting like you're saying hateful things.
Does it make you hate us?
Here's a thank you for helping her consider the male perspective. This one's my favorite. I understand my broken girl brain a little bit better because of you. We all have broken brains because we live in hell. I did a lot of work to fix mine, and I suggest that you start. Now, I know the idea of learning from me makes you uncomfortable, and that's good. That is what growing up feels like. It feels like, wait a minute, maybe part of the problem is something in my own mind or the cultures that I choose to be a part of. So that's why I spent the time on my snotty hater of the week. She knows that dating is broken. She knows women are a part of it. But even then, she still won't admit that her own attitude is one of the causes for the problem that is the cause of the behaviors that she wants men to stop. So sure, misogyny is one of the causes of the problem, but another cause is that you're being a bitch. Here's another tip. Before you accuse someone of hating women, check to see if they hate all women or just you. Here's a quick starter list of women I don't hate because their observable behavior has made my life better instead of worse. You could try that. There's always room on the list. You could have watched bird hands and then stopped doing them. You could have stopped lecturing men like we are children who won't share the cookies. But instead of taking the feedback, you just did the meme. And that behavior makes us not like you, and we respond with behavior that you don't like. And the spiral continues downward. Bird hands was just me explaining to men how and why women nag and accuse and attack reputation and why they should avoid women who do that. And you responded by nagging, accusing, and attacking my reputation. So if you want men to stop hating women, you have more power than I do. Just stop doing that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to click the links in the video description. I have quite a lot going on.